Hey, North Reddit campus, Pastor Dan here. Hey, I hope as we enter into this third day of prayer and fasting, that God is just breathing new life into you, that God is speaking to you as you just set aside this time to read His Word, to pray, and to worship Him. Yesterday, God dropped something in my heart that I just wanted to share with everybody, kind of just a short devotional, just to encourage you a little bit as you head into your week. And it comes from Hebrews chapter 12, starting in verse 26. It says, "When God spoke from Mount Sinai, His voice shook the earth. But now He makes another promise. Once again, I will shake not only the earth, but the heavens also. This means that all of creation will be shaken and removed so that only unshakable things will remain. Since we are receiving a kingdom that is unshakable, let us be thankful and please God by worshiping Him with holy fear and awe." And sometimes God steps into our lives and he shakes things up. Sometimes every once in a while we need shaken. We need to be either woken up out of the slumber or the sleep that we've been in. Sometimes God shakes things up by removing people from our lives, or maybe God's shaking things up in your life right now because He needs to adjust some attitudes, some thoughts, some perspectives. But God does this great shaking so that when all is said and done, the only thing that will remain is unshakable. And so that just provides me with a lot of comfort to knowing that even when things get shaken up in my life, that God's doing that for a purpose. He's doing that for a reason. He just doesn't do this all willy-nilly just to do something. He's doing it with a great purpose so that only things that are unshakable will remain. That's the kind of kingdom that we are in, is an unshakable kingdom. And sometimes we bring in baggage to the kingdom, and God needs to shake things up a little bit so that He can remove those things from our lives. And I know that it's uncomfortable at times when things get shaken up. I recall when I was about 11 years old, I got to go on a couple Tiger cruises with my father, who was in the Navy, and one of the Tiger cruises was on a destroyer ship, and another one was on an aircraft carrier. But on the destroyer, when you're out in the open oceans and those 15, 20-foot waves hit that boat, how do you know that things get shaken up on that? The boat feels like it's going to be tossed and turned, and if you're not standing firm and standing steady, if you don't have your sea legs, you're going to be tossed about. And I know it was uncomfortable for the first couple times I was on there, and a wave would hit it. It would shake things up a little bit, and I'd have to brace myself for it, and so that I didn't fall over and hurt myself. And sometimes it feels like that, like we're on the ship, and the waves are crashing against it, and things are being shaken up, and things are getting moved about, and things are shifting, and God's doing all these things, and it feels uncomfortable. But I remember the next time that I got to go on the Tiger cruise, I got to go on the aircraft carrier, and man, that thing is steady. It's unshakable. A 20-foot wave could hit that thing, and that thing isn't moving an inch. I mean, it was smooth sailing, even out in the open waters and in the deep places of the ocean. That thing, it wasn't moving at all. And I feel like that's where God wants to get us to. He wants to get us to a place where we're like that aircraft carrier, that even when we're out in the deep ocean, even when those big waves are hitting us, we're unshakable. We're unmovable. From all outside perspectives, it looks like we're smooth sailing, and so that's what God's kingdom's like, but sometimes we gotta first go through the shaking in order to get to the unshakable. And so I know that that's been ministering to my soul, that God, even though He might be shaking things up, He's doing that for a purpose. He's doing that for a reason, so that the only things that remain are unshakable. So I hope this ministered to you. I hope God is speaking to you. I hope that God is providing fresh wind for you as we go into this next season. And I want you to know that I love you guys so very much. I'm praying for you. I'm believing big for you as we enter into the next phase of our prayer and fasting. And I'll see everybody Sunday at 10 a.m.